So it is an exciting day. My battery has turned up. Now, I already said about it being stupidly expensive, but I see it as an investment. That's the biggest thing, right? So, whereas a normal lead acid battery will have like a lifespan of like 2 years, maybe 3 at a push if you're using it properly. Life cycles wise, it's non-existent, isn't it? Right? So, as you already know, by the caption, I went for the 200 amp hour Renogy lithium phosphate battery, Bluetooth battery. So Bluetooth battery, when I say Bluetooth, I don't mean you don't need any wires connected to it. I mean you can get the full information up on the app, and you can see it's doing its job properly. Do you know what I mean? And you can see how many hours it can run when it's actually charging. So let me just get it. That is the puppy, right? And although I just struggled to pick that up, it is probably the same weight as one lead acid battery. So let's get this puppy out and see what it looks like, because obviously I know what a battery looks like. It's nothing really fancy like that, but I'm going to fit this as well, so I'm going to see the game changer of power wise. So I got the power stuck in my head. Just put a story up on Instagram of the box, me getting it, and then that song where it's like, I got the power. What have you got? What have you got in the box? Right. We got some Renogy stickers. I mean, I'm not sure I'll be putting them anywhere. Contact book. How to connect it, Bluetooth, warranty card, and a little manual, which, you know, on off, you know, up down, left right. Little box of goodies, little contact covers, positive, negative, and the bolts to connect to the battery. Oh, look at that for a battery. Whoa. Oh, Bluetooth, scan this for the app. Now I think this is just going to change my life altogether for the winter coming. So let's try and get this out of the box, and then I'm trying to do this inside the van because I'm currently parked on the street. I don't want to open a sliding door and have everything hanging out the side door and everyone going, because everyone can't help but look in the van, and I don't blame them, right? But right, let's get this out of the box. And don't get me wrong, right? If you've looked up this battery, you probably know what it costs, and it is what did I pay? £870. But I see it as an investment. I see it as an investment because it's got a lifespan of like 8 years, and the power delivery on it's just phenomenal compared to lead acid batteries. So yeah, needs must. Now, as you can see, I've got the 3 lead acid batteries, which I want to delete all them and put the lithium in. And one massive perk about not having my ceiling up yet is I can just disconnect my solar from up here. So let's get rid of that, just for safety measures.
Start it up.
Boom, and we are fitted. Now I'll go through this another day because it's getting dark, but I'll talk to you about through the app and stuff another day. But I'm gonna get my head around this stuff and get ready to go to work, and I'll catch you guys in another day when it's daylight and I can talk properly and the light's better. So I'll catch you guys possibly tomorrow. Ta-da. So ignore my dirty hands. Obviously, you know, I am a mechanic, so these are a mess and oil stained, and yes. But anyway, right, so we got the app. So let me just go into this. Oh, hang on. Let me just type my password in and then we'll get back to it. Right, DCO map. I don't know if it's going to see properly on this screen, and you can see how dirty and fingerprints are all over my screen. Brian, hello Brian. Right, so here, this is the Renogy app. So if I refresh this, it will now flag up. It should flag up my battery and my solar charge controller. At some point, they have said, I've seen the reviews, and they have said about this app being a bit temperamental sometimes. So sometimes you've got to refresh stuff. So as it's doing here, it's not flagging up my battery or the charge controller. So I'm going to add device, search it up again, and then it should pop up in here at the bottom. Come on, come on. No Bluetooth phone, click to rescan, confirm. You're lying. Wow, this is my first insight into this. Bear with me 1 second and let's just restart the whole app. Come on. Right, now it's found the charge controller, it's found the battery. So sometimes you just have to restart the whole thing, right? But as you can see here on the main screen, it's picked up the charge controller, picked up the battery, and as you can see, if I click on the charge controller, it will tell me what ampage, what volts is coming in from the solar panel, you know, solar power, total energy produced since I've had that fitted, which is quite a lot to be honest with you. Battery charging power, you know, volts, battery type, lithium, it will tell me the temperature of it and all sorts of stuff, right? So that's the MPPT charge controller, but obviously that's not what we're here for. Battery. So as you see on the main screen here, we have got there's a basic percentage of battery life there, which will tell you, right? And then it's got time remaining, and then it's got fully charged in. So basically, when my once this is all set up, once this has all sorted itself out and at its moment, sometimes it takes a little while for it to get all the numbers right and start actually looking at it. So if I start my engine, it will tell me on here fully charged in such and such time, and the time remaining one would be when everything's shut off and I've got stuff running. I haven't got anything on at the minute, so it probably wouldn't tell me, but if it's got a power draw, it would say time remaining and the battery life you've got. So if I click on the battery, see how it comes up with the percentage there, look. So 89.8% battery remaining, and here we've got maximum capacity is 200 amp hours. Obviously the battery is 200 amp hours. Present capacity 179.6 amp hours, which I know this is probably awkward to see. Present current 0, present voltage 13.4. Heating mode status off. Obviously this isn't a heated battery. You can get them as a heated battery. I think the 170 amp hour ones do a heated battery. So if you go into cold climates, you can actually warm up the battery and it will charge better and stuff like that. Because obviously if the lithium batteries get too cold, I can't remember what it is, minus 40 or something, they won't charge up. They'll literally just go, nope, I don't want to do anything. So to be fair, lead acid is not far behind that anyway. Lead acid is pretty similar. No battery really likes really cold weather. Average temperature there 9, and then at the bottom of here it will tell me about the cell status. So I've got 4 cells in there. Cell 1 3.3, cell 2 3.3, cell 3 3.3, cell 4 3.3. Right, so everything's looking good, you know, but I can go into certain parameters in this and just check out what's going on. You know, it's a handy bit of kit and I like it. You know, it's nothing fancy, nothing crazy. Do you know what, I kind of like having this screen up when I'm driving and watching that number just go bing 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 bing. So yeah, this is not me telling you what you should and shouldn't buy. This is just me showing you what I've got and what I run in my van and what I use while I live in off-grid. Well, I'm living off-grid, you know. This is, my life is off-grid, you know. I don't get me wrong, I have to go to the random little campsite every now and again and just fully charge all my equipment and stuff like that. But most of the time, if I'm not doing anything at the weekend, I might go on a campsite just so I can use the showers and waters and hook up and fully charge my batteries. But in the week, I am parked up in random little places all over the place. So I had 3 leisure batteries, lead acid leisure batteries, which are 105 amp hour each. So I had 315 amp hours of power, right? So obviously with lead acid, you can only use half of that. Or you risk damaging the battery. But what I was finding is I was working probably 20 minutes away from where I do my park up in my little park ups, right? So I drive back from work. I finish at work at like 2-3 in the morning. I'd drive to my park up and I'd put my heater on and have the TV on and I'd make food and I'd have the lights on and I might even have the laptop on for a couple of hours. But within about, I don't know, 2-3 hours, I was starting to see, 12.2, 12.1, 12 on the voltmeter, and it's like, and I know that's power draw, so if I was to disconnect everything, the voltage would go back up because lead acid does that. Lead acid seems to, like, if you get like a power draw on it, so it'll go, ugh, and then the voltage will drop with the power draw, and then you'll disconnect it and it'll go, ugh, and it'll pick back up again. Yes, I know that was a great way of describing how a lead acid battery works, whereas lithium, on the other hand, it's not like that really. I mean, it might creep up slightly, but it's not going to jump up like that once you took the load off it. So it gives you a lot more of a precise reading of voltage you've got. But here's a prime example, right? So my lead acid batteries would be, I don't know, ran down to something like 60-70%. 60-70% for me having it in one day, having the heater on, the lights on, and my laptop on and stuff like that. Of course, then I'd drive to work 20 minutes, half an hour, depending on traffic, right? I drive to work, and when I got there, they wouldn't be, my B2B would still be saying it's on bulk mode, right? So when I've finished work, and that bit of solar that I got throughout the day, that kind of thing, especially this time of year when you don't get much sun, I'd finish work and I'd drive back to my park up again. My B2B would be charging up my leisure batteries, my lead acid ones. Park up and I'd do it again. So ideally the batteries are not getting enough what they need and not giving out enough power. See, now I've switched over to lithium and have had it like 3 days in my van now. So the first time I had it, I picked it, I got it, fitted it, and it had something like 40% in it. I drove to work, took me half an hour. By the time I got to work, it was at 50-something%. So I was like, seems good. I mean, I have got a 30 amp B2B Victron, so it's doing its job properly, obviously. But then I'm at work and I'm like, do my shift, and I come finish work and I drive back, and then I do the same thing that I normally did before with the lead acid, right? Got the laptop on, got the heating on, got the lights on, maybe the TV on after I've turned the laptop on, just chilling out for a bit. And my battery voltage, yes, it slowly went down, but it wasn't like it was jumping down. Like I think I used something like, if I go by percentage, probably use not even 10% of my battery power in the night, have the heater on and the laptop on and that kind of thing. It was mad. And then by the time the next day, and I got a bit of solar in the morning before I woke up, because I obviously work nights at the minute. And by the time I drove to work again, I've recharged the power that I'd used the day before and a little bit more. And as you can see in that app thing, I've gone up to now 89%, nearly 90%. Yes, I'm going to leave it over the weekend and not use much power, and I'm just going to let it fully charge up to 100%, just to be nice, why not? But yeah, this is not me saying what you should and shouldn't buy. This is not me giving out advice that you should go buy. This is just me talking about my life and what I fitted, and a little bit on how I fit things. And this is why I never say take my word for it. I'm an idiot at most things, but I am a safe idiot, right? So as much as people are like, oh, lithium's the devil, yes, in theory, if it was to get damaged and it did explode, it wouldn't go out until it wanted to go out. That's kind of how lithium works. I used to work at a scrapyard, and I used to depollute cars, and sometimes people would stash batteries in places, and of course you'd grab it and crush it, and if you caught one of the lead acid batteries, it just went and it was like a solid flame for a couple of minutes until it calmed down. Whereas lithium just sort of tends to go off and off and off until it decides it wants to go out by itself. But this has got a battery monitoring system built in, so if it senses anything that's dodgy, it should shut down. You know, that's the kind of thing I went for, and this is why I went for Renogy, and this is why I went to the main dealer to buy the Renogy battery, because I want the warranty, and if something was to go wrong, I want someone to blame, right? So yeah, main dealer, boom, at least that way I can squabble with them if there's ever a problem with the battery, or if I have a proper problem with it, that kind of thing. But all in all, so far already, I am loving it. You know, I feel like I've got so much more power. I haven't got to keep looking at the voltmeter anymore. I think that's kind of thing of the past for me. Obviously, if I'm gaming and I'm playing a high resolution game, it's going to suck power out. So yes, it's going to use power because it is a 200 watt gaming laptop which I use. But yeah, stay tuned. I've got another couple of videos coming up. I might even put one up start of the week. This one I'm literally editing today and going to put it up today if I've got enough time. But I've got another one in the week of me doing some work on my sister's car, doing some bits on the van, you know, getting it ready for that Scotland road trip. You know, I can't wait to hit the road. Just let me free. And stay tuned, because yes, I keep saying about the big news, right? But I can't say anything yet. But I will. So bear with me. And in the next couple of videos, I might just think, fuck it, and then just say it. But yeah, stay tuned, people. Don't forget to keep it real, keep it safe, keep it true, and I'll see you lot in the next one. And don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. I never asked you to do it, so if you're gonna do it, just thank you very much. I very much appreciate it. You know, give it a little like, drop a little comment below. I love hearing from you all. And yeah, so I'll see you lot in the next one. Take it easy. Ta-da.